Hey everyone, my name is Orion and I'm going to give you a quick video demo on my NHL Adidas jersey template. I had a poll on my Instagram account asking a bunch of people what jersey they wanted to see for this template. So I did a random wheel generator and the Hartford Whalers were the lucky winner. So I've pulled these reference images and logos that I'm going to be using, and we're going to get started here. So first thing you're going to want to do is open up the layers window. This is going to be your best friend throughout these projects. Uh, it's going to help you with navigation and figuring out where everything is and what does what and all that good stuff. So to start, I'm going to paste this stuff. Actually, we're just going to pull all this into a new layer. And there we go. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down to the bottom of the jersey. So we're going to start with the collar first. This template's pretty structured in terms of how it runs. So you're basically just going to want to click where you want to edit. You're going to start by double clicking to get within the jersey. And then if you click the collar section, it's going to take you into the default color. So I'm going to double click that to enter isolation mode, and here is where you can make all of your changes. So I'm going to start by keeping the neckline here white, which it is by default, so we don't need to make any changes. Next up is going to be green throughout the outside of the collar. So I'm going to click here, shift click, and then go to the swatches palette. And I've preloaded all of the NHL team swatches here. So that should help you guys figure out what colors you want to use and do it quickly. So we're just going to turn those green, and we're going to make the back section here. This part here is going to be the navy blue. And I'm just going to change the inner tag text to white. And you can change this to pretty much anything you want. So we'll just write Hartford Whalers for now. And you can edit this climb light tag as well. We're just going to change it white because the background's going to be green eventually. Next up is I'm going to change the shoulders. So we're going to go back to the jersey. Click the shoulders and you'll see this is highlighted. So I'm going to double click it. And what I've done here is built in a few different templated shoulders. So you can have a rounded shoulder, the squared shoulders like it is by default, and then some pointed shoulders. And if you go within each one, for round ones for example, you can have yoke stripes. So if you like the striping section of that, you can turn that on or off and change the colors. You can turn the dimples on or off if you're not a big fan of the Adidas dimpled shoulders. But for now, I'm just going to leave it with the squared shoulders, and we're going to change the color here by double clicking in. I'm going to highlight that, and then we're going to change it to green. Next up, I know these jerseys don't have the shoulder logos, but I'm going to add them just because I'm a fan of Pucky the Whale here. So I'm going to highlight it, copy it, and then I'm going to click on the NHL shoulder logos. And then you'll see with it highlighted, I'm going to double click in, and then we're going to enter this clipping mask. So I'm going to delete these logos, paste Pucky the Whale, and you'll notice it's invisible for anywhere but within the shoulders. So that kind of helps us not have to crop the logos at all. You just place them where you'd like, and the clipping mask does the rest. So I'm going to move this up, place it about in the middle. I'm going to option drag this over and rotate it to about there. And then I'm going to use the smart guides and line them up right in the middle. And that looks pretty good to me. Maybe this logo can go up 1 or 2 pixels. I'm happy with that. Something I just noticed though is I'm gonna have to change the colors of the whale just so they all match with the rest of the Hartford jersey. So I'm gonna change the white and the blue to navy, and we are good to go. Something else I actually enjoy doing here is just adding a slight drop shadow. I find it just adds a bit of a three-dimensional look, kind of like an embroidered look for the logos. So I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to do 1 pixel and a 1 pixel blur. It just kind of helps kind of look like it's just elevated slightly off the shoulder. Next up, I'm going to do the let's do the base of the jersey. So we're going to have the middle of the jersey clicked. We're going to double click within it to edit it. And you'll see that the jersey color layer is highlighted. And we're just going to change that to the green. Next up, we're going to change the logo in the middle. So I'm just going to grab the Hartford Whalers logo here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to double click the NHL logo to get into isolation mode, and then again to go within the clipping mask. So if we open this up, you can see the layers here. I've got an optional middle stripe we can turn on or off. This is more so if you want like maybe like the Chicago Blackhawks or the Edmonton Oilers Calgary Flames striping pattern. I'm just going to hide that for now. We'll leave it as is. I'm going to delete the NHL logo. I'm going to paste the Hartford Whalers logo in using the Smart Guide. I'm going to line it up to the middle of the jersey, right about there. And I'm just going to blow it up a bit. And again, with this, I'm going to change the colors so they all match with the white and the navy blue. I'm going to hide the captain patch for now and then just move this beneath the clipping mask layer. So again, for this, I'm going to add a drop shadow, but I'm going to make this 2 pixels offset. Just because it's a bigger logo, you can kind of get away with a slightly larger drop shadow. That looks pretty centered. I'm going to nudge it up right about there, and that looks pretty good to me. Next up is we're going to work on the waist stripes. So we've got white, blue, white, blue, white. I'm going to start by grabbing this one. These stripes look a bit thicker than what the normal jersey stripes are, so I'm going to make these strokes about 35 pixels. And I'm going to nudge this up, and we're going to change it to white. And then I'm going to option drag it down and just nudge it so they're just meeting. And I'll change this to the navy blue. And then I can grab them both, drag them down, and then nudge this up. And then I've got a bit too much space here, so I'm going to nudge all 4 stripes down just about to there. And then I'm going to fill in the bottom section with just a white fill. And I'm going to send this to the back and change the color to white. So that's the hem striping, the waist striping, and it looks pretty good. Next up, we'll do the sleeves. Again, they're in a clipping mask, so you just double click. We'll be going into the left sleeve, double click again, and here's where we make our edits. So I'm going to change that to white, and I'm going to add a blue outline. Give it 2 pixels stroke. And then again, this sleeve striping pattern is actually more diagonal, so rather than using the ones that I've put in by default, I'm just going to take these out and we're just going to draw our own in. So I'm going to go here, draw here, kind of have the curve go along the path of the sleeve, and then I'll make this 35. I think that's what we set to these ones too. So I'll nudge this down, maybe angle it slightly, change it to white, and then drag this nudge it over and up and change the color to blue. And that is these two stripes. And then again, I'm just going to draw the shape to fill in the rest of the sleeve. Change it to a fill color, change the fill color to white, and send it to the back. So I'll have it beneath the stitches, which you can actually turn on and off if you like. I'll leave them on just because it's how the jersey looks, so I won't mess with it. Shortcut I'll take is I'm just actually going to highlight all of this, copy it, and then I'm going to go back to the jersey and then into the right sleeve. I'm going to delete these. I'm going to paste these, reflect them, and then just drag them over. Kind of saves you a bit of time. You don't have to worry about making sure the lines are perfect. They're perfectly mirrored. I'm going to send that to the back. I'm going to click the number, and using the eyedropper tool, I'm going to select the text, and that is the front of our jersey. We are all done. A few adjustments we can make here. If you look in the layers palette, you'll notice that we have some alternate colors. I have them off by default, but if you go in here and turn them on and expand the layer, you can see that we have three different options. So you have the traditional lace-up collar, you've got the 3 laces, and then the kind of X-laced collar. All of which you can totally customize the colors, the lace coloring, all that. I'm a big fan of the lace-up collar, so I'm going to use that one for this template. Using the direct selection tool, I'm just going to shift-click these and change the color to green. And with that, we are done the front. Looks pretty good. So we're going to move to the back. I'm just going to move these over here. I suppose we can get rid of these now. And then we will collapse that and then open up the back. So again, we're going to start from the collars and work our way down. So I'm going to double click to get within the jersey. I'm going to double click the collar. And then we have, this is white by default, so color 1 can stay as is. Color 2 will be green, and we're done with the collar. Going back to the jersey, I'm going to change the shoulder color, and we're going to add the shoulder logos. So I'm actually just going to go over here and grab these logos. I'm going to copy them, go back to the back jersey, double click the shoulder logos until we're into the clipping mask. I'm going to delete these, paste the Pucky the Whale logo, and then I'm just going to line it up to the center and nudge them up until I'm happy. And I think that looks pretty good to me. Actually, I'll do it down just a bit. And those logos look good. So I'm going to go back to the shoulders. We're going to double click to enter the shoulder and change the color to green. I'm going to go back again, and we're going to change the back logo, the nape logo, to the Adidas logo. So I'm just going to open up this layer. We're going to hide my personal logo and turn on Adidas logo. And with that, the shoulders are done. Next up, we'll do the base jersey color. So again, we'll click the jersey color is highlighted, change it to green, and then we'll work on the sleeves next. So double click, we'll change this color to white and add the navy stroke outline and change it to 2 pixels. And again, we'll delete these and just draw our own. So I'll do that, kind of arc them diagonally. We'll want this white, and we will want this to be 35 pixels. So that looks pretty good. I think I will just rotate it slightly, and then we'll drag that down, nudge it over, up, and change the color to blue, and we are ready to go. And again, same thing with the front sleeve. I'll just draw the rest of the sleeve in, we'll send it to the back and change the color to white. And that is that. Again, same thing. I'm going to highlight all these, copy them, go into the right sleeve, highlight these, delete them, paste, and then I'm going to drag these over. And that looks pretty good. We'll change the color. We're just going to do a shortcut and eyedropper the text tool. And that is good. Next up, we're going to do the back. So I'm going to change the name here. You can change it to just about whatever you want. We'll do Whalers for now. And then we'll leave the number 13. Change the color to white and then add the navy blue outline. We'll go to 5 pixels, seems pretty good. And then again for this, I'm going to add a drop shadow, 1 pixel. We'll change the color to white. And then again for this effect, drop shadow. And then I'll add an extra Y offset pixel. That's looking pretty good to me. I'm going to take this color, or this stripe, sorry, and we're going to make it 35 pixels. And we're going to repeat the same process on the back as we did with the front. So this one is going to be a white stripe. We're going to drag it down, have those just touching, change this to blue, and then I'm going to select them both, drag them down, nudge them up, and that looks pretty good. And we'll finish it off by just drawing a rectangle, changing the fill to white, sending it to the back, and with that we are done the back. We'll take a quick look, and it's looking pretty good to me. We'll hop in here quickly just to look at any other features I may have missed. A lot of these layers you can turn on or off just to experiment with what they do. You can take the highlights and shadows off if you'd like to give it more of a two-dimensional look. I like them on because I prefer just a bit of texture and 3 dimensions to it. You can take the NHL color logo off if you're doing a team for a different league. Easy change. We already showed the various collar options. I'm a sucker for the traditional lace-up, so I'm going to leave it. Again, the shoulders are kind of fun to play with. If we take the square shoulders off and put round shoulders on, we can double click to go in here and then change the color. Let's say maybe a blue shoulder, and then if we expand this we can add a white stripe. And that's a pretty intense looking look, so I'm gonna just undo. We'll go back to the default squared off shoulders. That's about it for the front. For the back, let's go in, see if there's anything we've missed. You can actually change the underarm mesh if that's something that interests you. You just have to unlock it, turn on the mesh color layer, double click to get into isolation mode. I'd lock the mesh texture, and then if we click this we can have it any color we want. It is not showing up though. Oh, normal. There we go. You can change that Again, I'd probably just leave it to green. Not really something you see many teams do with anyways, so yeah, we'll leave it as is. I'm going to just hide that. Actually, we'll leave it on, but I'm going to hide the color. We can actually edit this fight strap. You can move it around if you'd like. I put it there just because I think that's probably the spot that will get least affected by the number and the striping patterns, regardless of what style of jersey you do. So I think that's in a safe spot. You can definitely delete it if you're not a fan of the fight strap, or just hide it. It's an easy fix. Aside from that, I think I've covered just about everything. We'll do a quick title here: Hartford Whalers. Copy it, paste it over here, collapse that, and with that we are done. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know what you think of the template. It's available on my website, and I have two versions of it. There's the front-facing one as well as a 3/4 view. They both function the same way, so this video will cover pretty much both of how they function. If you guys make designs with them, definitely tag me. My social media handles are down here. Everything's the same. You can find me on using Orion A. Taylor. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Let me know how you're liking them, and thanks for watching, and I appreciate all the support. Thanks, guys. Bye.